can hear you call my name. I can hear you call my name.
Hi, thank you for joining us on Awaken to Truth. Today we're delving into one of my favorite topics where conspiracy theory meets Bible prophecy. So
Yeah.
if that's something you enjoy delving into, looking into, and you don't want the wool pulled over your eyes, well, join us and we'd be glad to have you along for the ride. And without further ado, Chris, take it away.
Okay. So how you doing, Helba?
I'm good. Yourself?
Good. It's been pretty nice lately.
Yeah,
Um,
the weather outside today is absolutely gorgeous.
yeah, yeah.
So,
All sunny days lately. Not too many
yeah.
chemtrails, which we will be diving into some of that.
Oh,
But
chemtrails. They were, yeah, was it 2 days ago? This past weekend, I went outside and saw chemtrails again for the first time in a long time.
really, out
Yeah,
here, boy, they're dumping them double time more than they ever have. I don't know what the deal
yeah.
is with the US.
Well, I don't know if I don't see them because I'm not home or I don't go outside a lot when I am home because there's so much to do inside. But yeah, it's again, I live in a very rural area, so I don't think they concentrate on this area, but they do, occasionally visit us because they don't want us to feel left out.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it's more of the populated areas that they do all the chemtrails. Um, but anyways, we're gonna watch some interesting videos. I found some really cool videos. I would like us to watch them and we're gonna stop in between and discuss. So
Hmm.
Helva, just tell me pause if you have something to say and we will pause and discuss. Um, so well, without further ado, like she said, let's take it away. Okay, we're gonna start with this one. Please, guys, like and share. Please comment if you have any questions, any videos you want to send our way. Please do. We will play them on here. Anything you send, we will discuss and we'll let them know who sent it to us. And please ask questions, comment. We love to interact with you guys, and we'll be doing lives very soon. We're working on doing that here in the next month.
And if we don't know the answer to your question, we'll be honest and tell you that too.
Exactly. And if you disagree with something that we're saying, please, give us your opinion. Tell us why you believe that. Here is we pretty much are on the fundamentals. Jesus died on the cross for our sins. That's the most important thing, salvation.
Yeah.
All the other stuff, we like to bring it to the surface to warn people so they're not deceived in the end. And, it could be many different things that come across, as time rolls into the end of the age and into revelation and prophecy unfolding. So that's what we like to do here. But just keep in mind that if you're in Christ, you're protected, you are loved, and nothing can snatch you from his hands. But
Amen.
we just don't want anyone to be deceived. So let's be prepared for everything, but mostly let's be prepared for our Messiah returning very, very soon.
He is coming soon.
Very soon.
The flood destroy everyone and everything. And this is why the return of Jesus is closer than you think. They're mixing DNA, human mixing with animals, and they were going animal mixing with animals. They were violating the created order that God had established, creating a whole bunch of abominable creatures that God never intended to be created. And this is what's happening right now today. Jesus said this, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man. You start messing with the DNA this way, the only thing that's left is destruction.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
And, he said that recently it's starting to happen. I think it's been happening all along. It's just recently it's coming to the surface.
Again.
Recently, people are starting to believe the stories they hear when they hear them. And it's not just, spaceships and abductions and the breeding program that way, but I mean, there's underground laboratories with this
Yeah.
kind of stuff going on, and I've heard even like human animal chimeras locked in cages that people have gone through and toured, and you can't do anything about it because
Yeah.
the powers that be yeah.
I witnessed some of that, not in cages, but I did witness some of that. And as you know, I witnessed, and so did other people that were there with me that that I'm now in contact with. But we've seen a lot, and those places really exist. The thing that they do different now that they probably didn't do back then is um, more mind control where you are unaware, um, uh, or at least most people are, and they hide it from the general public, and then they dumb down the truth and they rewrite our history. So people don't understand these things. My personal opinion why they removed Enoch from the Bible, and maybe Joshua, but the reason why they removed it is it had so much evidence within the books about it. The Ethiopian Bible still has that in there, but all these things that we're talking about when we come on here, this has been happening since the Babylonian times. And the Egyptians. I mean, it's all over their hieroglyphs and everything like that. I mean, there's evidence everywhere from as far back as you can go.
Yeah, yeah.
Any thoughts? Any more thoughts?
Well, I know I think I've mentioned it on here before, but just going to the Toronto Museum and going through the Egyptian section, and there's a big wall where, there's this female pharaoh who it looks like they tried to erase her from the wall painting, carving, whatever it is, and you know. But you can still see the shape and yeah, yeah, and how she was like 3 humans tall. And the tour basically said, well, in Egypt, if you were an important person, they drew you bigger. And if you weren't important, they drew you smaller.
That's the worst
And
excuse I've ever heard.
but see, no, when I first heard it, I thought, okay, that kind of makes sense. And most people, it does kind of make sense unless you have a different scenario to, put it against. And then when I read and started to understand, when it started coming to my, how much of the Bible do we read and we skip over because we don't understand? Oh, there were giants in the land in those days, and afterwards, okay, whatever, and you just keep reading. And then
Mhm.
it's like, oh wait, hold on. Let's just like um these angels came down, bred with human women, married them, had children, and there were literal giants in the earth. And
Absolutely.
and when Joshua sent or Moses sent spies to, spy out the promised land, 12 spies went in. And all 12 of them came back saying, there's giants in the land and we're like grasshoppers in their sight. Now, 2 of them said, we'll go in and fight because God is with us. And with God, you're a majority. 10 of them were scared of the giants. And when they say we're like grasshoppers in our sight, I mean, the general Christian mindset thought towards that is like, oh, okay, so these people were 7, 8, 9 feet tall. I think some of them could have been 40 feet tall. For us, for an average human to feel like a grasshopper, you need heights of that magnitude. And the thing is, they
Exactly.
find the bones. They
Mhm.
find
And
the
they
bones,
confiscate them immediately.
and immediately they go into, if anybody has watched
Mhm.
Indiana Jones, The Lost Ark, is that what it's called?
Yep.
Like, the minute he found the ark, where did it go? Into a box somewhere in the basement of the Smithsonian, never to be seen by a human again. Well,
Mhm.
I don't believe they have the Ark of the Covenant, but I believe that they have a lot of skeletons
Absolutely.
of
Um,
giants.
Absolutely. And I have witnessed not like the Kandahar giant, which was anywhere from 9 to 12 feet tall, which probably, what did they say, 12 feet tall? He was over a
I
thousand
don't
pounds.
remember, but
He was over
yeah.
1,000 pounds. But I saw uh very, very large, unusual looking people. They were huge, what I would call a giant. They were enormous. Um, I'll show you a
Well,
picture here in a second, but yeah.
it makes me rethink Sasquatch and
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
um
Absolutely.
that might not be as far-fetched as we think.
Yeah, I would say so. I would like to read something really quick.
Go ahead.
Okay. Nope, we're not going to cry at me. Stop it. Hey, he wants more.
Is that the kind of peace your daughter wants you to leave it? My doggie is interrupting me.
In Isaiah 13:3, I give command and I bring them. Giants are coming to fulfill my wrath. Same time, rejoicing at the same time and insulting. Okay, my thought on this, and this is talking about now, these days, they will return. Okay. My thought on that is God uses even the enemy's tactics against them. He sees the beginning from the end. It's like the major chess player, except for he's God. He knows everybody's move, he knows what everybody's going to do, and he plans ahead. He will use the enemy against them, against his enemy.
Well, yeah, he'll use the enemy to fulfill his purpose. He like when the Assyrians came over and took the northern tribes hostage, God basically said they're a vessel in my hands to do what I need to do to wake my people up. And the same thing that, with Babylon coming to take Judah captive, they were just tools in God's hands for his purpose. And when the purpose was over, um, depending on how they abused the power God gave them over his people, depended on how they were punished by God afterwards, you know?
Yeah.
For those looking up Isaiah 13:3, I have it in what translation? New American Standard. I have commanded my consecrated ones. I have even called my mighty warriors, my proudly exulting ones, to execute my anger. Um, so it would be interesting to see that word in the original Hebrew.
Hmm.
Um,
Well,
but
let's
God will
look.
use, I mean, I can't see God not using Nephilim and giants to execute his purpose on the earth, and to carry out his wrath against um, people who are, raising their fists at God and yeah. Are you looking up the
I am.
letter?
Because that's a good idea, and I didn't do that. And we're just falling into this, so I guess we'll call this Return of the Giants Part 2. We're already falling into it, so we might as well just roll with it.
Well, this is not the only thing we're talking about
No,
today.
but all of it has to do with end times, and everything kind of goes together anyways.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Isaiah 13:3. Okay, and Blue Letter Bible, we go here, it says, and this is, now I'm gonna read the King James Version, okay? I have commanded my sanctified, is that what you just read? Is that a King James?
No, I read the New American Standard. It
Okay,
says consecrated ones. So
okay,
sanctified ones, consecrated ones sounds pretty
that's right,
similar to me.
okay. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, uh, for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. And let's go look at the tools in here.
Okay, the mighty ones is Gibor,
Mm-hmm.
and we know Gibborim.
Those giants,
That would be like a Nephilim. That would be half human,
angel.
half angel,
Mm-hmm.
because it uses the
Let's look
same
there.
term when Nimrod became a mighty hunter. He became a Gibbor,
Kadash.
a Gibborim. He figured out how to alter his DNA to become Nephilim.
Let's look up my sanctified ones. Let's look that up. Okay, Kadash. And it means sanctify, hallow, dedicate, holy, prepare, consecrate, appointed. Appointed sounds, like he can appoint anyone to do something, like so much
Oh yeah.
in history. Anybody, even if they're against him, he can appoint them for something, which he's done. Consecrate, purify, be set apart, be consecrated, be hallowed, consecrated, tabooed. That's what we got on that word.
Yeah, where that other translation, gets that giants thing is the Hebrew Gabor.
Yeah. Okay. Now, my mighty ones, here we go. I think the other ones are the angels he's talking about. And here's the giants here, Gabor. Mighty, mighty man, strong, valiant. The Gabor, just like she said, it goes back to Nephilim, half breeds.
Yeah.
Nephilim is just one word for them. There were so many tribes back then. But
Yeah, I think Gabor could be used of any mighty warrior, but most theologians that I've listened to, um,
it's giant. It's part
usually
of, yeah, right
the
there.
giants is part of it. Yes,
Right here,
definitely.
guys. I highlighted it for you. And now for the next video.
So this hydrogel ribbon's so large, but you can actually see the nanorobot moving. All the nanobots.
This is under a telescope, guys. You can cleanse yourself from this, and the Holy Spirit can cleanse you from this. We're covered in the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, you um use common sense and go through an extensive metal
Cleanse.
detox protocol.
If you
Which will
guys want to know what that is, please comment below and we will post it there. I'm not posting it in this video,
yeah.
but we will tell you the suggestions we've been given and that we've been doing. Because
Yeah.
it's not only in these shots, it's also in the air, in the food, in the water. They're doing all kinds of stuff. So,
Well, the most disturbing video clip that I watched recently was a lady who didn't get vaccinated with the mandatory shots, I should say. And I don't know if she did the, stick the Q-tip up into your brain test that they had, doing everywhere, which also had the
It did.
mRNA on it.
Yeah.
But she said when she got herself tested, she came back with having every vaccine that was out there.
That's it's what you were talking about. It's the vaccine, the COVID test. There was quite a few people that tested it, and it was shown positive for several different viruses, COVID viruses, several different strands in
Yeah.
that
Well, it
stick.
wasn't the viruses. She was looking to see if she had any of the Moderna shot, the Pfizer shot, and I don't know, there was more than that out there. She wanted to see if she had any
Oh
of
no, it was the
any of those.
vaccine stuff, the mRNA that was on the Q-tip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But she came back like every single brand of vaccine out there, she had it in her body, and she's like, how? How?
They're
Right?
putting things in the food though.
They
They've
could be
been
putting it in
in the
chemtrails
air.
as far as I'm concerned, or they just are nefarious. What was it? They wanted to put some kind of vaccine in lettuce in California, but it got shut down because if you're not telling the public there's a vaccine in the lettuce, how much of that lettuce would constitute an overdose?
And you know what? They created a law that says they don't have to tell you. And it was also in tomatoes. Yeah, in different places. I don't remember where that was, but I remember them talking about it being in tomatoes as well.
I'm
So,
sure they're sneaking it in anywhere they can.
yeah,
That they're that evil.
yeah. Okay. After doing some research and a lot of different really good homeopathic and herbalist advice. Now, we are not doctors. We're not telling you what to do. We're telling you what we've been told to do. And I've done some of this. And I've seen other people where they've had the one part of this I have not done is borax. This protocol gets rid of radiation, nanotech, graphene, fungus, and other things that are in the system. You take a bath with bentonite clay, baking soda, borax, apple cider vinegar, and everybody's saying Epsom salt, but I did some research, and Epsom salt doesn't draw as much out as Himalayan salt. Himalayan salt actually works better.
Oh, wow.
I was
But
just
okay, so those are the ingredients. Do you have the measurements? Because I do.
bentonite clay was what they said 1 cup, baking soda like a half a cup, borax a whole cup, which I'm not sure I would do a whole cup on that the first time. I would slowly ease
Okay,
into that.
yeah.
Apple cider vinegar a cup, Epsom salt or Himalayan salt. I'd probably do a half a cup on that. Or a cup. A lot of people like when I'll do a half a cup to a cup when I do the Epsom salt. I haven't done the Himalayan salt, but it's supposed to be better for you of drawing stuff out. Epsom salt's more for the achy pains in your muscles and stuff like that. All it does draw out some toxins, but not as much as Himalayan salt. And I just found that out by doing a
That's
little research.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, because a video clip that I came across has sort of a similar recipe, but a little bit different. They basically said fill your bathtub with hot water and put in a half a cup of the bentonite clay or the Aztec healing clay,
Okay.
whatever you want to call it, 1 to 2 cups of Epsom salts, half to 1 cup of baking soda, and a quarter cup of borax.
I think a
So,
quarter cup is a better bet. I heard one person say, look, I put in a cup, but with borax, as you're introducing it into your, regimen, you might want to start with less, make sure you're not going to have any reactions to it or anything like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, and then they say that, you can add essential oils to it, and different essential oils have different ways that they work on your body. Some are just, they promote relaxation, others reduce inflammation. So, yeah, do a bit of research and find out what, the different protocols that are out there. And who knows, you may have all this stuff in your house right now. Oh, yes, and the one that I'm looking at says basically, soak for 20 to 40 minutes.
Yep.
And they even I guess the reason why they do half a cup of bentonite clay, because they suggest that you make a bentonite clay mask and you put it on the
Okay.
parts of your body that aren't under the water.
That's smart.
And
It'll
then
draw it out.
yeah, and so the
Okay.
mask should dry within 10 to 15 minutes. Rinse it off right there in the bathtub, so that adds more bentonite clay to your,
Nice.
your soak.
I
Yeah,
like
so
that.
there's different ways to do it, and
Yeah.
we're all different, so different
Yep.
things that work better for,
Mm,
or there might be a recipe that I think works, better for me, and you have a recipe that works better for you.
mm.
But do something,
Yeah.
don't
Experiment.
not
Yeah.
do something.
Hmm.
Uh,
And
Our
another
world
thing,
is
yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
our world is full of toxins.
Hmm.
We encounter them every day, and the lady who put this protocol together, she says she does it 2 or 3 times a week. I don't, you might think that's excessive. Once a week may be, what you think is good, or once a month, whatever, works for you, your schedule, and how you're feeling.
Yeah. And don't forget to drink a lot of water after you do this because it's pulling toxins, which pulls, the liquid out of your body, and so,
Yeah, you don't even realize how many toxins you're sweating into that bath water.
yeah.
So it's
Drink
very
that.
important also when you get out of that bathtub, a full rinse, like
Oh,
totally
yeah.
rinse yourself off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a quick shower after that. Also, doing a parasite cleanse with a binder also helps with all of this as well. And the binder actually also pulls toxins and metals out at the same time, where it's clearing your system of parasites, because parasites have a lot to do with your health as well. And
Mhm.
everybody needs this. I don't think it's needed more than once a month or once every 2 weeks or something like that, but some people do it more often than that. And I wasn't even planning on talking about parasite cleanses, but bentonite clay is awesome. I actually do a blend of several different kinds, but in our next video, maybe we'll go over this a little bit more. This wasn't our plan for the day, but we're here, so it is what it
Yeah,
is.
we're just talking.
Yeah. All right, we're going to continue on. Unless you have something else to add, Helga. Anything else on the advice of that stuff?
No, well, just a metal detox you could put in your food is cilantro.
Oh, that's a really good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more horrible the cilantro tastes, that means the more metals it's pulling out of your body.
I do the cilantro drops and I do it with, with other things too. And I do the colloidal silver here as well. So that it's supposed to remove nanotechnology. And, but remember that it works in conjunction with parasites. So you really need a parasite cleanse. And with a binder, like I said, if you want more information on that, just comment and ask me, and I'll give you some information on that. But
Oh,
anyways,
before we move on,
yeah, go ahead.
um, with the cilantro, I know when I buy fresh herbs from the grocery store, half to 3/4 of it ends up getting thrown out because it goes bad before I can use it all. So what I've started doing with cilantro and any actually fresh herbs that I buy from the grocery store, I put it in my dehydrator.
Yeah, that's a very good
And
idea. That's
and then you take
yeah,
the dried herb and it's still, it hasn't lost its color and it hasn't lost its good
nutrients.
qualities.
Yeah.
Put it in a sealed jar any dollar store carries sealed jars, and put it in your cupboard. And when you want to add it to a recipe, just, take a little bit. Don't grind it down when it's first made. Keep it as whole
Holds.
as possible in the jar,
It
but
holds more of the
just,
nutrients and
yeah,
lasts longer.
it
Yeah.
does. It does last longer. And then when you're going to, cook something that you're adding it to, like I had some hamburger tonight, and I just took a little bit of about a tablespoon worth of cilantro, ground it up in my palm, and then just dumped it into the hamburger. And it's simple. It's just remembering to use it when you do it, have it.
Yeah. That's excellent advice. And that's something I would normally take up, but now cilantro doesn't last 5 minutes in this house. Now that I have bunnies. So, and I love cilantro. So it's one of my favorite things. And yeah, my bunnies fight for it. Like it's hers. Anyways, and just in case anybody out there doesn't know, mRNA changes your DNA.
Yes,
So yeah.
your
So
RNA writes your DNA.
mhm.
Because they have two different names doesn't mean they're interlinked in your cell. And one is the blueprint for the other.
And when
So
you
the RNA changes the blueprint of your DNA, and RNA tells the DNA how to form, and it's yeah, because your DNA, the spaces between your DNA match the Hebrew numbers, which correspond to the Hebrew letters Yod He Vav He
yeah,
Yahweh. You literally have God's name written on your DNA, and that's what the devil doesn't like. He wants to
he wants to bypass
alter
those
the DNA.
protections.
Yeah.
And see, but people don't understand when they are doing this, even though they've been doing this for a while. It's called transhumanism.
Mhm.
Homo, like Helva says all the time, Homo sapien 2.0. So they're trying to upgrade humans so they can bypass those defenses, pass the blood-brain barrier, and have more control over people. They are literally getting signals from us now. This has been happening for a while. People with the vaccines. We've talked about this before. I know Helva's elaborated on this quite a bit. So
Yeah. You are now trackable if you've
yeah,
had your arm jabbed.
that's why it's so very important to detox. Okay, we're going to move forward unless Helva has something else she'd like to add. I opened up another can of worms there. I know you like to talk about. So okay, move on.
These are videos that are doing the rounds on social media. People can be seen walking strangely, behaving in a manner that is as bizarre as it could get. Their behavior is being called zombie-like. Now, we've all heard of zombies. There are movies that talk about them. But what really is going on here? What's making these people behave this way? These videos are surfacing at a worrying time when concerns have been rising over a drug in the United States. It's being called by different names. It's being called the zombie drug, a flesh-eating drug, skin-rotting drug, and it once again is bringing America's worsening opioid epidemic to the forefront. At the heart of this horror story lies an animal tranquilizer. It's called xylazine. It can knock you out for hours, so it can leave the users vulnerable for long periods of time.
From COVID to bird flu, there are plenty of scary viruses in the world at the moment. But what are zombie viruses that scientists keep talking about? Thankfully, they aren't viruses that'll transform humans into hordes of the walking dead, but they do have something to do with resurrection. Zombie viruses are previously dormant viruses that have been revived after spending tens of thousands of years frozen in ice. Recently, European researchers discovered and revived 13 types of prehistoric viruses they found in Siberian permafrost. These particular viruses aren't considered dangerous to humans and can only infect amoeba. But are there risks to reviving pathogens that have been dormant for so long? Maybe a little. While the chances are slim, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that an unearthed virus starts an infection chain that ends up in humans. As it stands, though, a common virus like influenza, which kills between 290,000 and 650,000 people worldwide every year, is far more dangerous.
So, they've now bypassed the stamp of God on us. Okay. They've introduced something. Okay. I've talked about it in other videos, and it's really appropriate for me to talk about it in this video. So I'm just going to give a brief overview. But I've had dreams and visions, and so many other people have, which is amazing to me, because when I had it, I never heard anybody else say this. I was afraid to even speak out on it, because what it looked like was zombies. Now, this zombie virus, the cell dies and then regenerates, okay? And it comes back as something that cannot be killed now. Now, when you combine that with the other stuff that we just saw there, which I personally think some of those, like those drugs that I personally think they're testing out on people on the streets that are doing drugs to see what happens when they introduce something else with this drug to see how people do. I think this has something to do with it. It's just, it's just speculation. But I do know that the zombie cell is very, very real. And if you were to introduce that into the system, and let's say, okay, this is my dream, that a frequency of all, everybody's vaxxed, and that not only that, something else was introduced. And I will show you a picture of it right now. Okay, something else was introduced as well, which is a dormant chimera, which I believe is one of these, has the ability to do what these zombie cells do. It kills the host and then reanimates, and now you're demon possessed, or whatever they want to possess you with, be a fallen angel for all I know. You have now bypassed all of God's natural barriers within your body, because you have now changed yourself and took the stamp of God off of your cells. I believe that can be reversed through prayer and cleansing and things like that. How about, I know I'm going into a really crazy category here.
I don't know that I've ever seen anything like that before. Wow. When you were talking, all I could think of is in Revelation, where it says that they long to die but cannot die.
They got sores all over their body. They're falling apart. For 4 months, wasn't it?
But 5 or 6 months.
Oh, okay. 5 months. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 5 months. If memory serves, I think 5 months. The Antarctic is the one that sort of rang a few bells, because this video that you just played said that they don't think any of these, viruses that have been long dormant in the Antarctic ice are any threat to humans.
So we watch the next video, and that's coming.
I mean, that's all they do need to do, is let a few of those loose for the next, pandemic, lockdowns, whatever. These dormant viruses, I don't think there's one human alive on planet Earth right now that has any immunity to any of them if they have been dormant for thousands of years. This is probably pre-flood viruses that we have lost, from the flood till now. You're looking at 4,500 years, give or take, depending on what timeline you follow. Yeah, we don't have any immunity. So if even one of them is dangerous to a human, you
We're in
you
trouble.
don't, yeah, you
And the
don't
key
even
word
want
is
to think
dormant
about that.
for a couple thousand years, if not more.
Yeah, yeah,
Dormant. That's what
yeah,
God showed me in my dream. Dormant. It was laying dormant and injected until it was activated and then brought, awake.
yeah.
And they saw it under a microscope, like the picture I just showed you. I'm going to try and find the video to add into this, but where it was, they were looking at under a microscope with the blood of somebody who had the vaccine. And no, I'm sorry. They were looking under a microscope at the vaccine itself. This was a doctor who ordered it. He wasn't giving it to his patient, or she wasn't giving it to her patients. She looked under the microscope and the thing looked up at her.
Oh yeah,
Literally,
yeah.
it's alive.
Yeah, yeah. There's some things in that are alive and they want it inside your body.
Yeah.
And they didn't stay within an inch or two of the injection site. So many things wrong with so many things wrong with what they did to humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And people who
And they're just getting
trusted
started.
their doctors and trusted the scientists and trusted the
Bullied into it for their jobs. What
how
about
many,
that?
yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah. I know somebody who basically took it to be able to travel and was scared taking it, but took it anyways. And it's like, well, the way she put it is like, I was praying the whole time that, well, she didn't, okay, she said she was praying the whole time. What she didn't say is probably what was going through her mind is like, I'm praying the whole time because I don't want to drop dead when I walk out of this clinic, as people did. Not, some people to today have taken 5, 6, 7, shots and boosters and everything else, and they're still walking around appearing relatively healthy. But statistically wise, deaths are on the rise, cancers are on the rise. If you are prone to an illness and you've gotten yourself jabbed, chances are that will magnify or speed up in your body.
I personally think that's just the side effects, honestly, because they had something else in mind. I'm not the only one who thinks this, and
Well, it's depopulation and human control. So the ones that
absolutely.
don't die, they have put nanotech inside of you, and eventually they will flip a switch and be able to control your brain, your thoughts, and
I mean, they're already
welcome
doing
to
it to one extent.
1984.
Yeah, right. Best slave is well, right now, I keep saying this phrase, best slave is a slave that doesn't know they're a slave. The whole world's enslaved. The United States is very enslaved. I mean, they
Yeah,
learn from their past mistakes. Let's let them think that they're free and they have choices while we sit there and experiment on the public, the very people we're supposed to work for.
yeah.
It's for the people, it's by the people for the people. And somehow they think they have the right to do anything they want to human beings. They are so dead wrong. So dead wrong. God is going to make you pay. I hope you guys are listening. God's coming for you.
Yeah. There's a judgment day.
It's coming. It's right around the corner. Satan knows his time is short, so he's been working double time lately. Let's share.
Yeah.
Where is that? There we go. Share.
New Wi-Fi fingerprint technology can now track your body without any device, phone, or even a camera. In a groundbreaking move, Researchers from La Sapienza University of Rome have introduced a system called Hu-Fi, capable of identifying and re-identifying people based solely on how their bodies disturb surrounding Wi-Fi signals. This isn't science fiction. It's a real biometric breakthrough using nothing more than the invisible waves that already fill our homes, offices, and public spaces. By analyzing tiny distortions in signal data, specifically channel state information, or CSI, Hu-Fi creates a unique biometric signature for each person, achieving up to 95.5% accuracy. No visual image is required, no GPS logs, and no device in your pocket. Just your body moving through the air. The implications are massive. Wi-Fi becomes a silent observer, functioning in the dark, behind walls, and without leaving a traceable video feed. Unlike traditional surveillance methods, this technology doesn't need your face or your voice, just your presence. And with a transformer-based AI model powering its analysis, this system marks a new era in passive surveillance, where tracking no longer requires consent, visibility, or even awareness.
They've been doing this for a while.
Oh yeah, it's just they've decided to tell us about it now.
Well, this technology's been out there a while. All the stuff we're talking about, they were testing this on people a long time ago, and then they decided to do it on a worldwide scale. They went the first 2 weeks of lockdown, they rolled out all the 5G. It's not the only thing that's in there. 5G takes very, very, very little power. And in these 5G towers, they have another device. It's an energy weapon. It's a frequency. It is a weapon. They are weaponizing our entire environment. Helva talked about the 15-minute cities. After the dust settles, after the depopulation, there will be 15-minute cities, okay? And they're already putting everything into position for aftermath. But right now, they're buying coffins. They're buying guillotines. They're buying these machines that cremate 3 or 4 people at the same time. We've been seeing those are the most recent shipments. So they're going to do away with you and then burn you right there. No evidence. They're like, come to this FEMA camp. We'll help you. Food distribution, whatever. You don't comply.
Or you're not
you
deemed
die.
useful.
Huh?
If you're not deemed useful,
Yeah.
they'll
If you're a
probably
useless
keep the
eater.
young. They'll probably keep the young, the beautiful, and the smart.
Yeah.
And the rest
What
of
they
us,
call, yeah. What they call is useless eaters, people with disabilities or every human being on this planet has worth. God loves every person here. There's enough food, there's enough resources that every person on this planet could eat. But when we have these kind of evil people running the world, I mean, it's just wrong. It's just
oh,
wrong.
you know what I saw today?
Mm.
Somebody posted, you know how, was it a year or two ago, all the food factories in the United States were blowing up, having explosions and everything else. So they were systematically destroying food manufacturing plants.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. Well, now with the whole, is it the Strait of Hormuz being blocked because of the war with Iran? I know that I'm not sure. If that's still going on. But anyhow, oil that's pulled out of the ground needs to be refined. Well, the latest explosions of factories around the world are oil refineries. Every continent is seeing oil refineries all of a sudden explode.
Interesting.
Yeah,
And we're
coincidence.
seeing weird stuff in the sky, exploding in the sky. I personally think that, of course, the news is not going to tell you this because they want to keep everything going nice and smooth, no panic. They want to keep you distracted over here, over there. But I do believe we're getting hit with enemy things. Well, first of all, weather wars. That's been going on for 2 years now, ever since the war
Oh,
started.
yeah.
And I think they're amping it up with, I think it's going to get way worse and it'll be really fast, but I do believe we're in the birth pains of this. It's just gonna keep on going until it's here. I mean, yeah. Fully here. I really think that they're blowing up plants. They're doing their wars are not like they used to be, where everybody's, boots on the ground. And although a lot of
Well,
that's happening, there's so many different ways that they can do things now.
they're slowly creating the chaos
Mhm.
that they need to usher in a one world government and a final solution, for world peace. Of course, it's for world peace. Like, come on.
Yeah. Let's create world peace with lots of death. That sounds awesome.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Good plan. Good plan.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, on to the next one. Time is it? We don't need to do all these. So I just want to at least get these short ones done. Almost done. I think.
During the tribulation, I saw there were people who were not people. They were people that were changed. They were walking around without a purpose, and they were not humans anymore. They were changed. They had become zombies, and they were seeking to destroy other people. They would walk around and eat other people. Their skin was gray, and I saw some of their eyes were black, completely black. I saw some of them had different color eyes. They were demonic.
Like the black-eyed children. The children born of women who had the vaccine, there was thousands of women that their children were born with black eyes, just FYI, but I'll continue.
Well, black eyes, not just black eyes. These kids were holding their heads up independently within 24 hours of birth.
Mm-hmm.
The development, the speed of development, like most babies can't hold normal babies can't hold their heads up by themselves until they're 3 months old.
You got the hiccups again? Yeah. Oh. Hell yeah. High five.
Jimmy. Jimmy. 好，我喊你啊。Jimmy.
First time. Oh, he waved it. Hello. Hello, Mom. Oh, hello, baby. Legend, say hey. Hey.
Daddy put that baby down and she woke up. Huh. Hi, girl. Babe.
What's a wolf say? You speaking? Hello.
Say hello. Hello.
He's mad because he had to take a shower. Because you still. Ooh. You right there, babe.
Bless you. Bless you. You're welcome. Hi. Good morning, yes.
You just slept for 3 hours? And you just... I love you. Yeah.
Hi. Yeah. You a princess? Yeah.
5 days old.
Hi.
Hi.
How
We
are
were
they
doing it
lifting
right out
their
of the-
heads up and holding them
Yeah.
up at 24 hours old.
Yeah. And they were more intelligent too, which was interesting.
Yeah.
So
Which, I mean, when I saw them, I thought Nephilim. I honestly did.
me too. Me too. That's exactly. They're experimenting by, changing their genes and stuff like that. So that was very weird.
Yeah.
But that's what popped into my mind when I was thinking this. Let me just back it up a little.
They were changed. They had become zombies, and they were seeking to destroy other people. They would walk around and eat other people. Their skin was gray, and some of their eyes, I saw some of their eyes were black, completely black. I saw some of them had different color eyes. They were demonic. And all of these people that were changed were very violent. They were very evil, very wicked. I saw that there was no humanity left in them. They were completely changed. It was as if there was no soul inside of them, but there was like a demonic vessel inside of them. I saw that during the tribulation, there was
Surface eyewitness.
Okay. Any more thoughts on that one?
Okay, so they're calling this the IP36 gene deletion syndrome. Cognitive disease. And they're saying you're born with it. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about that either. I was wondering that myself.
How do you be born with it when it's never before been seen on?
Unless this is more recent and they've been introducing something into vaccines that when the person with a vaccine is now having a child, they're having these kind of, I don't know. We'll have to look into that more and bring it forward. The reason
Or is it something new in childhood vaccines that causes
that's what I was thinking about this. I don't know. We need to do more research on this. But the fact that she had these same dreams as me and she's not the only one, I really just kind of wanted to touch on this subject, see what you thought about it.
Weird.
Yeah.
Just weird.
Very
Creepy.
strange.
I saw that during the tribulation, there was
Surface eyewitness videos coming out of Kentucky, Texas, British Columbia, Louisiana, and here we go. Here it is.
Daughter told me whenever we were just up at the ball field walking cash that there was this weird pink liquid on the snow. And I thought maybe a deer or something. I didn't.
We're going to collect a little bit of this now here. This is really weird because these are not ice crystals.
Unusual events and unexplained objects spotted across the United States.
I'm literally about to go to sleep. I hope this doesn't scare anybody, right? But I'm getting a bunch of videos right now about people noticing these flashes of light inside of their homes.
There have been many reports across social media about these unexplained sightings. The eyewitness claims didn't see anything that caused the sound, but she says she thought it might have been something that she couldn't see. This could just be like a camera lens reflection, right? But then I looked at a clip of an eyewitness in another location in Kentucky. She saw.
You see this right here?
Strangers with eyewitness.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be looking at.
Okay. There's flashing. This is woods. There's nothing there. I know a little about this particular one. She lives in the woods. There's no houses back there. There's nothing. Now, the reason why I'm showing this is because I moved to a new area, which I'm not going to disclose, but I moved to a new area and I have trees all around me. Now, the moon is always in this area right over here at the time that I had these sightings, and we're going to play this clip for you in a second. And I filmed it, and all of a sudden, up above the trees and kind of in the trees, there's a bright shining light that's pulsating for 4 nights in a row. So I'm filming the moon and I'm filming this thing that's up in the sky, right in the trees, that's so close to me. And that's I've never seen it since, and I didn't see it before for the last, and we've been here since December, so it's very crazy. But any comments? Okay, let me read what it says.
UFO activity?
My personal opinion on it, you know, all the drones, those round orb drones, they're metal and they do that flash thing.
Yeah.
People, when I first started filming that several years ago, and putting it on videos, nobody else was saying it. But this year, there are tons of videos. We're going to do a video on that one where I'll show you guys all the clips that I've been finding. I haven't put them together yet, where they're actually finding the balls in the woods. Like this one guy actually found one in the woods. They're filming them up there, and they have good enough cameras, unlike myself, that gets a close-up. They're metal and they're pulsating. These are drones. These are also energy weapons. And they're connected. Okay, quantum computer, satellite, these things here, triggering off. Oh, and then to the 5G towers, which are now weaponized. All these things work in conjunction, and I also think they're used for monitoring. Yeah, just like, you know, our Wi-Fi is. All this stuff is connected, completely connected. And it's set up for our demise and control after the dust settles of whoever's left and whoever's compliant. It'll be darn near impossible to hide after that.
Well, you can't hide if they can find you with just a heartbeat, like they did that soldier that was lost, you know, or the general, the general. Like if they can find you by tracking your heartbeat, like through like mountainous regions, wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? The technology, and this is just the stuff they're bringing forward right now. But, you know,
they had to have had this technology for a while already.
50 to 70 years, probably.
Yeah.
We're usually 50 to 100 years, you know, ahead in the Black projects. So they're always ahead, and then they start introducing some of this stuff into, you know, modern, or not modern, in the rest of the world.
You know, to us little people.
Yeah.
To us useless eaters.
Uncompliant, useless eaters.
The pair of flickering lights initially showed up as she was watching the deer, but alone. Towards the end of the video, you will see one flash. Top right part of the video. I've lived here 17 years and I've never seen anything like this before. After noticing what she just said, I also noticed that close to her house, there's this camera footage of something starting to move close to it. We don't know what this object is, but then all of a sudden it just does this.
In the next one, I'm gonna do that video with Ben Benoon. See, transhumanism and all that, it really does fit. But
could those orbs be tiny spaceships manned by tiny alien creatures?
Well, that's what I thought. I disagree.
Hmm. Okay.
I think they're controlled by the stuff like the UFOs and stuff like that. I really believe that. I think it all works together with the stuff they're doing there, or it could be our government that's doing it.
Yeah, that's true too. Some of the
Either
UFOs
way,
in the sky are government created because they
the ones that work with
back
the
engineered.
yeah, the ones that work with the Galactic Federation. Lame.
Well, I also heard that there is a USS Enterprise.
There is the
Really
space
is a USS
space,
Enterprise that is in space.
Yeah.
So can I confirm it?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Well, NASA is a farce. It's just the front man for the face. It's the useless face that they want us to see when there is a space force. There is a space force. We
There's
have
so-
it.
yeah.
And
So much they're not telling us
Mhm.
because it's evil
Mhm.
and it's
It's the
meant to
government
harm
above the
humanity.
government. Our actual government doesn't know anything about this. It's the government that's, behind the government.
It's levels above.
Mhm.
Levels above, and they get into power and they don't realize that, you know what, there's way more people above them telling them what to do, and they're not.
So they get up there.
They may be called the president or the prime minister, but they do not call the shots.
Yeah. They give them some control, but not
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Just go up the pyramid, keep going up there, and you'll be amazed what you find up there.
The prince
Anyway.
of this world.
Yeah, but anyhow, this is not doom and gloom. This is just knowledge. So when things come, that God had warned us, and that God takes care of his own, will guide your steps. He will never leave you alone.
Yeah.
In the dreams, he actually showed me how he brought so many of us together, just like he would draw you somewhere, and then all of a sudden there's a lot of other people doing the exact same thing, and we would be together and God would take care of us. This is how God is. I mean, with 40 years in the desert, the Jews. I mean, this is what God does. He gives dreams so you could prepare for 7 years for a 7-year famine. This is what God does. He never leaves you.
Yeah.
So look to the Lord.
And he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want you to be caught unaware. So you need to know this stuff, not to be afraid. But so when you actually are confronted by it personally, you understand the powers behind it, and you follow God's direction and how to proceed.
Exactly. Well, we hope that you join us next week. We'll be going over some more interesting stuff, more stuff about the Giants return. This is all a precursor to what I believe is coming after that, and the Nephilim, and maybe a little more information on the Nephilim of today and how they live among us. So join us next week, and shalom, shalom.
God bless. See you next week.
I can hear you call my name. I can hear you call my name. I can hear you call my name. Come to the table, cup runneth over. Come drink your